I'm sorry, that last quote has me chugging something out of the bottle. Good morning. I'm fine.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So, yeah, we were talking before about what your thoughts are on Tucker Carlson and what he's doing to us.
Yeah.
I find it fascinating that in the Dominion lawsuit, Tucker Carlson apparently is sort of immune from Fox News's reign.
Yeah.
And if we look at the internal text that they've been sending, I mean, he seems to have complete, utter contempt for Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. But, you know, Fox is talking about firing Maria Bartiromo and others who have Sean Hannity. These are big moneymakers. But look, the big fat, you know, white bow tie wearing, or formerly bow tie wearing, cash cow of Tucker Carlson, they are quintupling down. They're talking like he doesn't exist and letting him go on TV with all this nutty stuff every night. Mm-hmm. I suspect that this may be one of those situations where Fox is really going to have to change their stripes if they tend to remain viable.
Well, yeah, I mean, to me, everybody that was injured and the families of those who died because of the insurrection should all sue Tucker Carlson and Fox News. Sue them both for billions of dollars each.
Absolutely. I mean, the full OJ should be happening.
I agree.
Right? I mean, every individual officer who was injured should file $1 billion lawsuit.
I agree completely. And personally, to Tucker, Sean Hannity, Laura,
yes.
all of them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Pull an Alex Jones lawsuit on him, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you know, dogpile. We should do the Newtown routine on them. Their words have consequences. And another thing, you know, if they try to get away by saying, well, we were public figures, we were only reporting, there was no reporting going on at all. They were stating as fact that the election was stolen. We have people even now, every day, coming out and saying, greatest crime in America's history. Tucker is saying that right now on Fox. So we should see just how much damage the machine can take. More importantly, every one of us is paying almost $8 in carrier fees to our cable company, which is how Fox earns 2/3 of its profit.
I know.
So maybe we should start a national campaign to defund Fox.
I'm with you on that. Put them on a higher tier, make people pay more for it because it's on your basic cable package right now. You can't not have it, and that's the worst thing about it. I mean, mine is parental blocked, so people in my house can't turn it on.
Me too.
I just don't want to. Yeah, it's just like nope, nobody gets to watch it here. So, Travis sent me a very interesting story involving a Czech company that makes inflatable weapons as decoys in Ukraine. Have you been? And were you near any of those things? I mean, do you have any comment on it?
Well, first off, yeah, I've seen that. They have these inflatable T-72 tanks that are almost indistinguishable from the real thing visually outside of a few hundred meters.
Wow.
And my favorite part is they actually have these pots, heat packets that will go across the back so that if you're looking at these decoys with a thermal imaging camera, it will make the heat signature of that tank when its engine is running.
Wow.
And of course, use some multi-million-dollar, you know, missile system to try to blow it up. But I personally hope that the Ukrainians are using this in spades. I mean, it's almost as valuable, you know, I mean, I think the cost is like $20,000.
Yeah, it's not much.
You know, if you get $1 million worth of those, you can make the Russians think that you have 100 tanks in that sector. And I think that goes to the cleverness of some of these companies.
Yeah.
We use systems like this in our Army training where you can put them over the top of a Toyota Land Cruiser or a small car, and it will move around looking like it's a tank or an armored personnel carrier.
That's so fun. Cool. That is when I read that story, I was like, this is just cool. And let's get Russia to waste their money.
And also, Russia's stupid.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if it looks, you know, you're going to take a risk one way or the other.
It looks like a tank and walks like a tank. You shoot at it like it's a tank.
Exactly.
It's a bouncy castle for bombs.
Yeah.
That's it. Exactly.
I said that yesterday. I said some rich kid in Beverly Hills is asking their dad for one of those for the bounce house at his birthday party.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, U.S. officials have now said that they think a pro-Ukrainian group blew up Nord Stream, What do you think of that? Now, they're not saying it's Ukrainian government. They're not saying anything like that. Some of the reporting is they could be Ukrainian and Russian nationals. What do you have your faces in your hands?
Yeah, okay. This is a good time to plug that all of you should follow me on malcolmnance.substack.com.
Yep. There we go.
Malcolm, why are you wanting us to subscribe to your awesome-ass newsletter and your Black Man Spy podcast? Because I'm going to explain this in detail, how spies put out a myriad of fake stories, will actually create fake resistance groups, you know, in order to catch unwitting Ukrainians or unwitting Westerners and then take claim for things they've never had to take. Look, this bull started with Seymour Hersh, a down-and-out journalist, an old guy who said that the United States Navy blew up that pipeline with ships that were nowhere near it. Now, 2 weeks ago, a Ukrainian group shows up in Russia, perfect equipment, supposedly now doing battle in Russia, then disappeared. Everybody said, ooh, look, Ukrainians are up there. You know who said they weren't? The Ukrainians.
Yeah. Right.
Now it's a shadowy group, all right, of amateur divers dive 80 meters down to the bottom of this pipeline and make precision cuts that only military-grade weapons using military-grade systems with nobody seeing a bunch of amateur divers down there. All right, look, if you go 200 kilometers to the east, there is a Russian commando base full of mini submarines that go into Swedish, Finnish, Danish waters all the time and do nefarious acts. Now, could it be them, or could it be a bunch of amateur Ukrainian divers who don't know anything about pipelines or explosives? Oh, the media is going to go, hey, we're going to go with them. That's because the New York Times is full of idiots. And what they did was thinly sourced. It's like they want to be ahead of a story that's breaking news. Okay, get your butts over to that Russian commando base that has been operating there forever, and maybe you'll find out who actually did it. I mean, this is like chasing OJ. If they did it. You know, the Russians going to put that book out.
Oh, yeah, they are. You're absolutely right.
Today in the Organic Kitchen, I'm going to show you a delicious way to make pizza in a pan.